Welcome to Vietnam, a fascinating country in Southeast Asia with beautiful scenery, diverse cultures, and a long history. Shaped like the letter S, this place is quite big, covering more than 331,000 square kilometers. Its coastline along the South China Sea and the Gulf of Thailand connects it to countries like Thailand, the Philippines, Indonesia, and Malaysia, making it important for trade. In Vietnam, there are two main cities with distinct vibes. The capital, Hanoi, is a busy place where you can see old temples and streets with French buildings next to modern skyscrapers. It's a mix of tradition and modern life, attracting visitors with its lively atmosphere and cultural history. Meanwhile, the larger city, commonly known as Saigon, is officially called Ho Chi Minh City. It's a place where tradition meets modernity in the most exciting way. Vietnam's history traces back to the Paleolithic age when the Viet Muong people settled in the Red River Delta region. By the 3rd century BC, the kingdom of Yu Lac emerged, eventually falling under Chinese rule from 111 BC to 938 AD. Despite periods of Chinese influence, Vietnam gained independence in 938 AD under the Ung Yor dynasty, fostering a feudal society. Successive dynasties like the Le, Tran, Lê, and Nguyen expanded Vietnam's territory southward. However, French conquest in 1858 led to harsh colonial rule and resistance movements. After World War II, Vietnamese nationalist Ho Chi Minh led the fight against French colonization in the First Indochina War, 1946-1954. The Geneva Accords of 1954 temporarily divided Vietnam, but elections for reunification never occurred, sparking the Vietnam War, 1955 and 1975. In 1975, North Vietnamese forces captured Saigon, reuniting Vietnam under communist rule, and in 1986, Vietnam underwent significant changes, adopting economic and political reforms akin to China's. This shift towards a mix of socialism and market economy revitalized Vietnam's global integration, making it one of the fastest-growing economies in the 21st century. Despite progress, challenges like corruption, censorship, and environmental issues persist. Vietnam actively participates in international organizations like ASEAN and APEC and holds a seat on the United Nations Security Council, striving to address internal issues while establishing its global presence. Not only home to the Kin people, who make up the majority of the population, but also to a remarkable diversity of ethnic groups. There are 54 officially recognized ethnic groups in Vietnam, each with its own language, customs, and lifestyle. While the Kin people predominantly reside in the deltas and coastal areas, the remaining 14% of the population, approximately 8.5 million individuals, belong to various ethnic minority groups. These minority communities inhabit the mountainous and highland regions across the country. Despite their differences, these ethnic minority groups share common challenges. Many face difficulties accessing basic infrastructure, healthcare, and education. However, they demonstrate remarkable resilience, adapting to their environments and maintaining strong connections to their ancestral lands. Despite the challenges they face, these communities contribute to the rich mix of cultures that make Vietnam such a vibrant and diverse nation. Largest cave system in the world. Let's journey to the stunning Phong Nha Ke Bang National Park, situated in Vietnam's Quang Binh province. This newly discovered cave system is massive, stretching over 5.5 miles long, 650 feet wide, and towering up to 500 feet high. Inside, you'll be amazed by more than 150 unique caves, each with its own special features. But the real showstopper, picture a gigantic stalagmite reaching towards the sky. As you explore, you'll encounter fields of prehistoric algae, painting the cave with vibrant colors that seem timeless. And if that's not enough, rare cave pearls sparkle like precious gems, adding an extra touch of magic to this extraordinary place. Snow in a tropical country, Vietnam's climate is mainly characterized by a distinct monsoon season, bringing sunny days, occasional rain, and high humidity. Throughout the year, temperatures range from a pleasant 17 to 29 degrees Celsius, making Vietnam a popular choice for those seeking a tropical escape. But wait, snow in Vietnam? That's right. Head up north to Sapa, a charming town nestled near the border with China. During December to February, temperatures can drop below zero, creating ideal conditions for snowfall. Sapa's stunning mountainous scenery turns into a magical winter wonderland covered in a blanket of white snow. Apart from the snow, Sapa is also known for its terraced rice fields, ethnic minority villages, and hiking trails that meander through the breathtaking landscapes. The town's cool mountain climate provides a welcome respite from the humidity and heat of Vietnam's coastal regions. During the snowy months, Sapa transforms into a winter sports hub, with activities like sledding, snowball fights, and even makeshift ski slopes for adventure seekers. Local children can be seen playing and building snowmen, while visitors bundle up in warm layers to explore the beautiful snow-capped scenery. Here are some more fascinating facts. When you visit Vietnam's floating markets, you'll notice something special amidst the busy scene: bamboo sticks. These sticks serve a unique purpose that's quite fascinating. Instead of just being ordinary sticks, they're cleverly used to display local products, especially fruits and vegetables. Imagine boats filled to the brim with a colorful assortment of pineapples, mangoes, durians, and more, creating a floating paradise of fresh produce. But it's not just fruits. You'll also see boats decorated with yams, taro, carrots, sweet potatoes, tomatoes, cabbage, sugarcane, and even lovely flowers. The sight is truly breathtaking, and you can't help but be amazed by the vibrant display of goods. When it comes to beverages at the floating markets, they're available too, but they're not hung on bamboo sticks like the fruits and vegetables. Drinks like coffee, tea, and coconut juice are too heavy for that. Instead, you'll see them being served directly from the boats. Sometimes you might notice bamboo sticks with coconut leaves attached. Now, why do they do that? Well, in Vietnam, the coconut leaf symbolizes the roof of a house. So when you see a bamboo stick with coconut leaves, it's like a secret signal. It means the boat is up for sale. It's like a floating real estate market. Pretty cool, right? And here's another interesting thing you might encounter: bamboo sticks covered with clothes. But don't get confused. These clothes aren't for sale. The boat owners probably just need a place to dry their laundry, so they use these bamboo sticks as makeshift drying racks. It's a practical solution in action. Mouth-watering cuisines. Vietnamese cuisine showcases regional diversity, blending fresh herbs, vegetables, and proteins like fish and pork. Pho, banh mi, and spring rolls are iconic dishes reflecting French influences from Vietnam's colonial past. Vietnamese coffee, strong and sweetened with condensed milk, is a cultural staple. Coffee holds some fascinating secrets. Did you know that Vietnam ranks second globally in coffee exports, right after Brazil? It's a surprising fact, but it's true. Coffee's journey in Vietnam began back in the 1800s when the French introduced it. At first, production was small, only around 80 tons each year. But after the Vietnam War, things changed dramatically. Now, Vietnam produces over 1 million tons of coffee every year. Quite a transformation, isn't it? Let's dive into something truly extraordinary: weasel coffee, also known as Café Luwak or civet coffee in Vietnam. This coffee is the cream of the crop, priced at about $150 per kilogram and ranking among the top 10 most expensive coffees worldwide. What sets it apart is its unique journey through the digestive system of weasels. Yes, you heard that right. Weasels eat the coffee fruit, and the beans survive the trip through their digestive system thanks to a thin silk membrane. These beans are then collected from the animal's droppings. The result? Coffee beans with an incredibly aromatic profile, boasting hints of vanilla and a surprisingly sweet taste. While the French introduced coffee to Vietnam, the Vietnamese have added their own twist to this beloved beverage. They use a method that might seem a bit unconventional but produces delicious results. They place ground coffee into a metal drip filter positioned atop a cup. Then, hot water is added, and you get to witness the mesmerizing sight of hot coffee slowly dripping into the cup. Many Vietnamese enjoy their coffee black with a twist. They add ice and sometimes a touch of condensed milk, creating a refreshing yet robust flavor that's uniquely Vietnamese. The national flower. The lotus, Vietnam's national flower since 2010, holds a treasury of captivating tales. Far from an ordinary garden bloom, this aquatic marvel thrives in muddy ponds throughout Vietnam. Its leaves boast natural waterproofing, allowing them to gracefully float atop the water's surface. But the real magic unfolds as the lotus matures. Its exquisite blossoms emerge, reaching toward the sunlight with an unparalleled elegance, and when they unfurl, prepare to be dazzled. Their breathtaking beauty is complemented by a delicate fragrance that enchants all who encounter it. Yet, the lotus is more than just a sight to behold. It's a profound symbol deeply woven into Vietnamese culture. Symbolizing pure beauty, untouched by life's adversities, the lotus rises above the challenges it faces, much like the resilient Vietnamese people. Despite hardships, they stand tall and unwavering, just like the lotus emerging unstained from the mud. Through wars and struggles, the Vietnamese display a remarkable spirit, embodying the lotus's resilience and grace. Here are some more interesting facts. Motorbikes are a real deal in Vietnam. When you stroll through lively cities like Hanoi or Ho Chi Minh City, what instantly grabs your attention? Motorbikes. And trust me, they're everywhere you look. With a population nearing 98 million, Vietnam boasted an astounding 70 million registered motorbikes by 2023. That's like having one motorbike for every other person in the country. Vietnam has firmly secured its spot as one of the globe's biggest motorbike markets. These two-wheeled wonders have seamlessly fit into daily life, whether it's zipping through bustling city streets or cruising along the winding countryside roads. Motorbikes truly keep Vietnam moving. In a nation where motorbikes reign supreme, cars tell a different story. There are only around 2 million cars in circulation, mainly considered a luxury for the wealthy. Why the distinction? The car tax in Vietnam can soar to a staggering 200 to 300%. That's right. Purchasing and owning a car in Vietnam is a symbol of prosperity and status. When it comes to sport, Vietnam is not left out. Football is Vietnam's most popular sport, with the national team achieving success in competitions like the Asian Cup. The V-League One is the top professional football league in Vietnam. Vietnam boasts a rich martial arts tradition, with styles like Vovinam practiced worldwide. Martial arts are integral to Vietnamese culture, starting from a young age. Badminton is popular, producing world-class players like Nguyen Tien Minh. The Vietnam Open is a prestigious tournament held annually. Traditional sports like shuttlecock kicking, Chinese chess, and Vietnamese chess are still enjoyed during festivals. Vietnam has won 8 Olympic medals, including golds in weightlifting and shooting. Recent successes in taekwondo, rowing, and gymnastics have raised the country's profile. The government invests in sports infrastructure and athlete development through initiatives like the Vietnam Sports Talent Program. Sports are a source of national pride and promote a healthy lifestyle, reflecting Vietnam's diverse and vibrant sporting landscape. Agriculture is a cornerstone of Vietnam's economy, employing a significant portion of the workforce. Rice, coffee, rubber, and seafood are major exports, with rice production centered in the Red River and Mekong deltas. Despite modernization efforts, many farmers still use traditional methods, facing challenges like land loss and climate change impacts. Overall cost of living. According to Numbeo's Cost of Living Index for 2023, Vietnam ranks as one of the more affordable countries in Southeast Asia. The website compares prices for consumer goods, groceries, restaurants, and accommodation across different countries. Rent and accommodation costs in Vietnam's major cities are relatively affordable. In Ho Chi Minh City, rent for a one-bedroom apartment in the city center averages around 500 to 600 USD per month, while in more affordable areas, it ranges from 300 to 400 USD. Similarly, in Hanoi, a one-bedroom city center apartment costs around 400 to 500 USD per month on average. When it comes to food and groceries, prices in Vietnam are quite low. A meal at an inexpensive restaurant costs around 2 to 3 USD on average across major cities. Basic grocery items are also relatively inexpensive, with 1 lb of rice costing around 0.50 USD, a dozen eggs around 1 USD, and 1 lb of chicken breast around 2 USD. Transportation costs in Vietnam are also very affordable. Public transportation via buses and trains is inexpensive, costing just a few cents to a couple of dollars per ride depending on the distance. Gasoline prices are around 1 USD per liter as of early 2023. The overall cost of living in Vietnam is around 40% lower than the United States. However, it's important to note that costs can vary significantly between rural areas. Did agricultural work in addition to household duties. After independence in 1945, the government pushed for gender equality and women's rights through measures like the 1959 Marriage and Family Law. Vietnam's constitution enshrines gender equality principles. Women comprise around 48% of Vietnam's labor force, working across sectors like agriculture, manufacturing, tourism, and entrepreneurship. Government policies promote female entrepreneurship. Rural women play a major role in agricultural production and household finances. Women, achieving full gender equality in opportunities and overcoming traditional gender norms remains a process supported by government and non-profit programs. Vietnam's reverence for educators is truly exceptional, with teachers held in the highest esteem. An evidence to this respect is Vietnamese Teachers' Day, observed annually on November 20th. This special day is dedicated to honoring those who have devoted themselves to the noble cause of education. Across the nation, schools burst with lively festivities, marking the occasion with an array of vibrant activities. From spirited performances to poetic recitals and athletic competitions, the atmosphere brims with joy and gratitude. But the celebration extends beyond school grounds, touching hearts in even more profound ways. Former students or alumni enthusiastically join in, bearing flowers and thoughtful gifts as tokens of appreciation. Some go the extra mile, paying visits to their past teachers at their homes. It's a touching gesture, fostering connections and expressing heartfelt gratitude for the invaluable role teachers play in shaping lives. This tradition embodies the deep respect and admiration Vietnamese society holds for its educators, making Vietnamese Teachers' Day a truly remarkable and heartwarming occasion. Education in Vietnam follows the model of 5 years of primary, 4 years of intermediate, and 3 years of secondary education. After secondary school, students can pursue vocational training or higher education programs. Vietnam has a high literacy rate of around 95% for the population aged 15 and above as of 2022. The literacy rate is slightly higher for males compared to females according to a UNESCO report in 2021. Vietnam has over 200 universities and colleges offering undergraduate and graduate programs. According to a 2020 World Bank report, around 30% of the college-age population is enrolled in higher education programs. The government aims to increase higher education enrollment to 40 to 45% by 2030 while improving quality standards. Challenges include quality of education, especially in rural areas, due to factors like teacher training and school facilities. Ethnic minority groups tend to have lower enrollment and higher dropout rates compared to the Kin majority. There are gaps in access to quality education between urban and rural areas.